Hooray Phoenix here, welcome to Let's Play what is most likely the greatest game on the PS2, or one of the greatest games on the PS2, and what is quite possibly the greatest game in the Ratchet and Clank franchise, Ratchet and Clank Free Up Your Arsenal. That's the title of the game. That's what this game is called in North America, and that's what I've always known it as, but this is the Japanese version. Playing this version of the game, this variant of the game, that's probably the best variant of the game because it's in Japanese. Well, no, it's not really why it's the best variant. I mean, it's great if you want to learn Japanese. These are great games to play for learning that language. Mostly Plank, there's a cool unlockable skin in this version of the game that only exists in this version of the game. It's not present in any of the other versions of the game. So we see Ratchet and Clank are in that apartment they won in the last game. They obtained this apartment in the last game in the Bogon Galaxy, and they're doing work for that shady company called Megacorp. They're playing some game, and oh look, their new favorite show is on. Yeah, apparently Clank is now the star of a new show called Secret Agent Clank. They're going to a casino. It's 12:30. Is that AM or PM? I don't know. Some languages don't use 12-hour time. They only go by 24-hour time. I mean, that is 24-hour time, so it's just 31 minutes after noon. And he's at a casino going against some robotic guy, some robotic rich guy. Well, they're talking about the back of the game, trying to send his ninjas after him, or something like that to come out. Oh yeah, look, the Darth Maul ninjas, if they're double-bladed lightsabers, and they just go and swing them around. You know how tough that guy was. He could have killed off some of the greatest Jedi Masters, but he's no match for Secret Agent Clank. He should have just got Secret Agent Clank to go after Darth Maul and go after the greatest Sith Lords in the galaxy. He could have just defeated them easy. But no, he's stuck in the Bogon Galaxy and later the Solana Galaxy, and well, it was already the Solana Galaxy before, but he's stuck in this game. Ratchet's just the chauffeur. He's not even the main star of the show. Because Ratchet is pretty much the main star of this series. That's why some people just call these games Ratchet. But yeah, it's just Ratchet this. It's not Ratchet and Clank Free, it's Ratchet. All you do is play as Ratchet, right? Well, yeah, you get to play as Clank occasionally, but Ratchet is mostly the main star of these games. Oh, look, he's turning on the news, where you know where the real entertainment on TV happens. And look, Channel 64, and they're reporting that the planet Veldin, or I think that's Veldin, the planet Ratchet originally came from, is under attack by an army of Tyrannoids, and they're under the command of Dr. Nefarious. Yeah, Dr. Nefarious came up with some plan, and he just spontaneously decided to attack Veldin for no apparent reason, using an army of Tyrannoids. So we have to go and rescue our home planet from this invasion, this Tyrannoid invasion under Dr. Nefarious. We know there's some bigger motive behind this. Ratchet doesn't care about motives. Since when did gamers ever care about motives? We're just gonna go fly back to our home galaxy. We're gonna go and teach that Dr. Nefarious a lesson by installing that hyperdrive into our ship. That hyperdrive generator could probably warp our ship to another galaxy. We know how big galaxies are in Ratchet and Clank. I don't really know of the Solana Galaxy, which is the galaxy we're going to. But it's the same galaxy the first Ratchet and Clank was set. And this one is in, we were already in the Bogon Galaxy before, so there's at least 2 different galaxies, you know. There's probably more, but I don't really know. I haven't really played much of the Ratchet and Clank games after the PS2 era, and so I don't really know much about that. So they're going to the planet Veldin Penru. So it's called something different in Japanese. I saw a Ru letter in there, so I can read Japanese to a very small extent. This is where you enter the code. You pause the game, you enter in the code to unlock the monkey. If you hear that sound, it means you successfully unlocked him, and then you just go for this screen right here, this screen, and then it'll be unlocked. Oh, there it is, the Pipo Monkey. There it is, it's called the Pipo Monkey from Ape Escape. Yeah, I can play as a monkey from Ape Escape in this game. This is awesome. I wish I knew about this when I was a kid. And again, I never had a way to play this version of the game when I was a kid, so I had no idea. This is like a dream crossover to me. Ratchet and Clank and Ape Escape. Those are like 2 of the greatest PlayStation games that I knew of when I was a kid. And now and them coming together in an epic crossover like this, well, this is the closest we get to a crossover of Ape Escape and Ratchet and Clank. This really is something I wish could have happened. I mean, I wish I could have known about this as a kid. It's something I wish they could have made more games of. I also think this game should have crossed over with Jumping Flash. That would have been awesome. It makes sense too, because they're both set in space. There's different planets, and they travel the cosmos. That would have made a perfect crossover for this, but yeah, we're never going to get it. It's too perfect. So naturally, we're never going to get it. We're going to go and destroy that thing, and Destroys boxes. Yeah, we're breaking boxes in this game, collecting stuff and shooting down. I'm going to be using this weapon very liberally. One of the Galactic Rangers gave us this gun to use. I'm using it very liberally because this game has an upgrade system just like its predecessor. When you kill so many enemies, your weapons get upgraded, and you only upgrade your weapons by using them a lot. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be trying to use these weapons as much as I can. I'm needing a lot of weapons in this game to get through this game. This game has a load of weapons, which is why in America it's called Up Your Arsenal. That's the title of this game. I remember I showed that to some kids that came over to my house one time a long time ago. And then they saw the title, they thought it was freaking hilarious, like, Up Your Arsenal. I started calling it Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arse, or Ratchet and Clank Up Yours. I really thought it was a funny title. Yeah, Ratchet and Clank always had risque, funny titles. It's something they're always known for. This is no exception. I like to come with some sort of headcanon story thing that somehow a monkey from Ape Escape that was never captured by Spike. He looks like a monkey that would have appeared in Ape Escape 1. So I guess Spike would have been the one that was out to capture this monkey, but somehow he escaped from Spike, and he ended up in the galaxy of Ratchet and Clank. So now he has to, and somehow Ratchet wasn't able to get by, and this Ratchet I don't know what happened to Ratchet, but Ratchet seems to be absent, so now we're going to be this monkey instead. This monkey is going to be taking the place for Ratchet, and going through, destroying all these enemies, and then trying to save the galaxy from that Dr. Nefarious. Oh, it was a reject from Ape Escape, or a monkey that somehow escaped from Ape Escape, and now ended up in Ratchet and Clank, and now he's going to be the one to save the galaxy. I guess it's a good thing now that Spike didn't capture all the monkeys, otherwise the Solana Galaxy would be doomed. Yeah, imagine what the galaxies would be like if Ratchet never existed. They would be pretty much doomed beyond any kind of saving. Just destroying those. You collect bolts too, which is the main currency of these games. I'm going to be needing a lot of bolts in this game, so I'm having to buy stuff a lot. The good thing is this game doesn't force you to pay as much to progress in the story, unlike its two predecessors. And Spyro 2 did that too, and Spyro 3 also did that too, where the game makes you pay a lot of the time to progress in the game. I guess by this point in time they figured, yeah, why am I going to be paying so much just to get through the game? Let's progress for the story. So it is technically possible to play for this whole game without buying anything. That's a challenge that some of those people that make those videos, those ridiculous challenges, those challenge videos on YouTube where they make videos of like, I don't like the things that no one would think about doing. This is a big gimmick in this game where you jump out of the ship and you can kind of glide down towards the planets. The Galactic Rangers are there. Look, one of them got killed. See his remains raining down there. Look, another one got killed. Most of the Galactic Rangers end up getting killed before they reach the ground. Yeah, that happens a lot throughout this game, and even the Japanese front cover of this game even reflects on that too. I guess they really want to put a strong emphasis in the fact you're going to be jumping out of ships a lot of the time in this game. And even the Japanese title for this game even says it's called the Ginga Rangers. Ginga is Japanese for Galaxy Ginga Rangers. Because they're the Galactic Rangers. Highlighting the fact that's pretty much what we are. We're the only organic member, one of the only organic members of the Galactic Rangers that's trying to save the galaxy. And the galaxy is at war, is pretty much at war. Dr. Nefarious is pretty much declaring war on the galaxy. And we're in this war zone. This game came out in 2004 during a time when everyone knew about the Iraqi war coming up, and I think it was already going on by this point in time. I guess that's what this game was reflecting on. It's like Ratchet and Clank's way of dealing with the Iraqi war. But this war is a lot more justified because it uses all these freaky aliens that are actually going to be attacking the fair, innocent people of the Solana Galaxy, so we're going to rescue them. This isn't a pointless war. The president of this galaxy knows what he's doing. And look at that, we got our first upgrade, our first weapons upgrade. Sometimes it just stops your game and just shows your weapon getting upgraded. And sometimes it doesn't do that. It's kind of random sometimes. And there's that voice there telling you what to do, like, oh, how to put a shock blast to a jumbo steam. Half your stuff in Japanese you can probably figure out even if you don't speak Japanese. There we go, we're getting a message from the president. He's gonna send us out on a mission. This Bill Clinton wannabe is gonna be sending us off on a mission. to some planet that's close by or somewhat close by. Some, like, jungle planet. Yeah, sending the monkey back to the jungle. I guess it's kind of... Sending a monkey to the jungle, I guess, is perfectly fair for a monkey. Because that's where a lot of monkeys belong. And heck, well, some levels in the original Ape Escape were even in jungles. So we're going to this jungle, the Florana jungle. We're showing us some scene from some TV show, like one of those nature shows where it's like, ooh, what could be hiding here? These myths, there's some sort of creature thing hiding here, some mysterious thing, it's a myth. Or some people think it's a myth, or maybe it's not a myth, and maybe it is real. This guy claims he saw him, he was walking around, he was butt naked, and he was holding up some antlers and something like that. Or it could have been something like that, or maybe it was one of nature's mysteries. Here's a rough photo of what this creature thing looks like. The president wants us to take out that creature and bring him back to us, simply because he might have something to do with the invasion going on. We might be needing him to help stop the Dr. Nefarious that's doing this invasion of the galaxy, or this war on the galaxy. And it's all because of some thing that supposedly exists on the Florana planet. Yeah, it's probably a suicide mission. He probably just wants to send us. He thinks we're expendable. He's probably just sending us there so we could get killed by the creatures that live there. And then that way we could be off his back, and maybe that's something to do with his election campaign. I think he's running for re-election. I mean, this game came out in an election year, so maybe that's what he was doing. He was trying to, run for re-election or something like that. So we're going to be heading off to the planet. Going to show the planet's name in a sec. Furana. That's how you would say that in Japanese. Florana, written in katakana, Florana. There we are on the planet Florana now. There's these bugs everywhere and these people with the masks that run around. There's all sorts of platforming challenges in this level. This is mostly just another introductory level. It's just trying to teach us the mechanics of the game, what you could expect to do throughout the course of this game. I'm trying to destroy as much stuff as possible so I can get as much bolts as possible. Pretty soon I'm going to be having to buy some more weapons from the vending machines that randomly come up, or not really random, but there's those vending machines. Pretty much all the Ratchet and Clank games use vending machines, where you go as your main method to go and buy stuff. Yeah, buying stuff out of a vending machine. I've seen videos on YouTube where people tried living off Japanese vending machines for a week, where they sell all kinds of weird stuff, like pizza, or hamburgers, or chips, or sometimes even used underwear. They sell all kinds of odd stuff in Japan. Maybe they put vending machines in these games for that very reason, so they could... This game was supposedly successful in Japan, and it does have a lot of Japanese appeal in it, so maybe that's one of the things they did to make the people in Japan like this game. I mean, I do consider myself to be a certified weeb, and yet most of what I like of Japan is just playing American games that have been translated into Japanese. I'm not even that big of an anime fan. I'm like a lot of other people that are big fans of anime. It's also playing these games that really got me into Japanese and making me want to learn the language. Yeah, I kind of know somewhat a bit about it, but still far from being fluent. I'm going to be killing these things. These guys are just throwing their knives around and swinging them around, slashing stuff around, and blast. I'm giving a couple of blasts of my shock blaster or shock cam, whatever it's called at this point in the game. I think I picked up some ammo too. You can sometimes pick up ammo from those Gadgetron boxes you can see lying around. Or you could buy it from the vending machines. And ammo is pretty affordable for the most part. It hasn't really suffered much from inflation. And this game was made before inflation was such a big issue. Back when a few dollars was considered a lot of money and could get you a lot of stuff. Oh, those were the days. Like when Borat thought he could fill up his car full of gas with only 17 cents. Looks like we just got Inferno mode right now, like in Doom, where there's Inferno mode. Even Star Wars Mysteries of the Sith has a mode like that, where you could pretty much become, it's like Berserk mode or something like that. Pretty much become invincible, and every enemy you touch dies in one hit. I played Star Wars Mysteries of the Sith on my new computer. I'm impressed it works. I played it directly from my hard drive, and it was the original demo from 1998 running on a modern computer, running Windows 11. Something you wouldn't really expect. Oh yeah, I remember seeing these in games all the time. I remember watching a show on like an interstitial somewhere once on TV where I had some polar bear doing that. And then I remember my mom was saying like, oh, isn't that thing they do in your games? Yeah, that's probably where they got that idea from. Well, Mega Man X did that. And I'm pretty sure tons of other games that came out before this probably did that too. There's gonna be some more enemies here for us to clean out. Just cleaning out all the enemies in the game. And then we're gonna be coming across some more dangers to come. This is Ray Phoenix, signing out.